So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the greatest public service watch announcement channel on YouTube. That's right, we are the only one. We're the only one that's going to bring you a public service watch announcement. That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have an unbelievable watch market update set up for you guys. Unbelievable. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to you a couple of days ago about this gentleman, the Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer. I want you to guys know something. Sweet Kid Kino sent me today a link to look at, and I was very in shock in what I heard this Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer say. He had that gentleman there working, the Amish honey bun maker, and he describes this Amish honey bun maker as somebody that if he would not have hired, listen to what this Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer, he's walking around the whole day with black eyes, like a boxer. He says that if he would have not hired the Amish honey bun maker, he would have ended up, ladies and gentlemen, I quote, he would have ended up in jail. That's right. If you would not hire him, he would have ended up in jail. This is what this Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer described on this gentleman, the Amish honey bun maker. Can you believe saying such a thing and letting this gentleman sell watches to people out there? I mean, it's incredible. You got to be nuts, But the people that were nuts were the customers, because they heard this. They heard that this person, if he would have not gotten hired by the Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer, the Amish honey bun maker would have ended up in jail. And he was selling watches to all you crumb bums out there, and you guys were buying all those watches from that from that Amish honey bun maker. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. I think about that today and I go, wow, these people were really something else, giving away money to somebody that Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer described as he would end up in jail, But that's how it is. This is who you guys are, you guys are that kind of people, that you didn't care, but it's what it is, you're dealing with this gentleman, you're dealing with the Deputy Droopy black-eyed boxer, and he's been quiet. He's really quiet, ladies and gentlemen. But I just wanted to share that with you, what this man has said in one of his videos, that it's incredible. I mean, it's what it is, No, it's what it is. A lot of stress, papi. When you have a lot of stress, hay dinero, and there's no more, PPP loans and no more SBA loans and no more, people cashing in their 401k. You start getting, black-eyed, boxer eyes, You start getting black-eyed boxer eyes. No hay estilla, papi, no hay estilla. El dinero se jodió. No hay más dinero. No hay más dinero, and it's this man, he looks like already he's getting older than me already, and I'm close to 80 years old. I'm pushing on 80. And this man looks like, my God, man, and that's what happens when you have sleepless nights, anxiety attacks, jumping in the bed like the exorcist, this guy's a mashugana. You know what a mashugana is, ladies and gentlemen? Do you guys know what a mashugana is? Well, if you guys don't know what a mashugana is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you. And neither is Sweet Kid Kino. We do a lot of good things for you people out there. We do a lot of good things. Like right now, what we're doing, we're giving you all this information for free of charge. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. And, you guys are You guys are just, keep on supporting this hoodwink and huckster who has been fleecing you for so long. It's sad. These people, if you listen carefully, they'll tell you who they are. Can you imagine saying, I'm going to hire somebody that if I don't hire him, he's going to end up in jail? You imagine that? And you're giving this person watches to sell to you, and you're sending money to this Amish honey bun maker who has been described by the, deputy droopy black-eyed boxer that he would end up in jail. I mean, this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's what it is. These people are lucky, man. These people are very lucky that they can say these things and get away with it, and people just keep on, sending their children's tuition money to these people who think like that. That's incredible, saying such a thing like that, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely, trust. This is a public service watch announcement channel. Of course it is, ladies and gentlemen. And we here, we're trying hard. We're trying hard to give you the information that you guys need, the tools that you guys need to defend yourself from all these watch dealers who están en candela, papi. Están en candela. These people are hot, man. No hay dinero, papi. There's no money out there. No money. And tomorrow is the big day of the heart. It's over. After that, I mean, the prices that I'm going to give you today is going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, the watch market is dead. No matter if it's modern, vintage, contemporary, the watch market is dead. The watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what they keep on telling you. No matter what these flim-flammers keep on telling you and pushing you and punching the head with, that the watch market is up and running, watch market is dead. Watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys have a hard time believing this, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna start the watch market update. I am gonna start it because you guys need it. You guys need these prices because, you guys might go a little bit mashugana. You don't know what mashugana means? I'm not going to tell you. You Google it. But people are going mashugana, so we're going to give you some prices on watches so you guys won't fall as spoof balls to these flim-flammers, And you do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. But the watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. The watch market is dead. No matter what you believe from these people, the watch market is dead. So let's just dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me fix my hair a little bit to look good. Believable. Ladies and gentlemen, our first watch is a Rolex. A Rolex, two-tone, yellow gold, stainless steel, 40 millimeter, with a black and gray ceramic bezel. They call it they got different names, a zombie, Batman, whatever. Has a Jubilee bracelet. And I'm gonna show you so you guys know what's going on. It's this watch right here. Take a look, see at it. If you can see it, right there. That watch right there. You see it, right? Okay, that watch. It's unbelievable. This watch, when it was first released, this watch went all the way up to $45,000. And there was a real big long line of lollipop suckers, window lickers, crayon eaters, tomato cans, and Palmolive dish lickers. That's right. And they were ready to give away the $45,000. Unbelievable but true, ladies and gentlemen. They were ready to give away the $45,000 for that GMT Master. Unbelievable. The retail price of that watch is $17,850. That's right. You know, it's an unbelievable looking time machine, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, you saw in the picture, the reference number of that time machine is the 126713. That's right. And we're going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. You can continue being, spoof balls. That's up to you guys, But we're here to tell you what it is. And we're going to tell you not to pay for that watch, not to pay more. You're going to be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy. Hold on. Don't pay more than $16,500 and bang! You do whatever you want. You do whatever. Watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm laughing. I'm laughing now because I'm giving you the information for free. I'm giving it to you for free. Keep on buying. Keep on buying raffle tickets. That's right. Keep on buying raffle tickets. Our next watch is an unbelievable time machine. It's an unbelievable time machine. And it's this watch right here. It's an unbelievable looking time machine right here. Take a look at it. Look at that watch. It's an unbelievable looking time machine. It's a Rolex GMT stainless steel rose gold root beer. Unbelievable. The root beer. You guys went bananas for that root beer. Can you believe that this watch, I always say this to you guys, but I'm just telling you so I can keep on reminding you. In my time, this watch was a dog with fleas. Era como las nalgas. Tienes un cachete en un lado, otro cachete en otro lado, y tienes el orto en el medio. You know what I said? You don't know what I said. You Google it. I'm not going to tell you. Se lo digo. Seguro. Yeah, like your buttocks. You got one cheek here and one cheek over here, and then you got el orto. So when you bought that watch, it wasn't stainless steel and it wasn't, gold. You were like in the middle. You were like in the middle of an ass, But fine. People pay for that watch, over $35,000, ladies and gentlemen. The Rolex two-tone rose gold 40 millimeter. Unbelievable. You know it, Ed. You know how it is, Ed. You know this game. You understand it. You're one of the people that you understand. You got a deep pocket, so you know about this kind of stuff. You understand me? I know you know. And the retail price of that Rolex GMT stainless steel rose gold root beer, root beer, unbelievable. This watch is $17,500 with an oyster bracelet, 40 millimeter. Unbelievable looking time machine, ladies and gentlemen. It has that brown, black, ceramic dial, ceramic bezel. Unbelievable, this watch. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that Rolex two-tone root beer. You do whatever you want, but don't pay more for this watch is used slider condition material watches in this channel. Don't get that confused. We're talking about used slider condition material watches in this channel. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $15,600 and bam! Watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. You tell them it and dropping. And dropping. You do whatever you want. No, aquí no hay problema, papi. Sigan regalando el dinero. Regálenselo ahí como unos puercos. Es que esta gente son lambones. Y cuando la persona es lambón, hay que dejarlo. Que se horque. Más nada. Que se horque. Our next watch is a Rolex yellow gold 40 millimeter, with a black bezel, with a Jubilee bracelet. Unbelievable. GMT Master 2. It's an incredible with a 40 millimeter. Reference number 126718. Retail price of this watch is $43,300. And then when it was first released, That watch went all the way up. I mean, all the way up, like the song, all the way up. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, but true. But that watch went all the way up, ladies and gentlemen. It's just something that is incredible, but it's the truth. And we're talking about this watch right here. You know that watch right there? That watch right there. We're talking about that watch. You guys deserve. You guys, look at it real good. So you know what it is. Unbelievable time machine. And that watch went all the way up, man, to $65,000. And people were just giving it away, ladies and gentlemen. And all the way down. That's right, Ed. All the way down. All the way down. And we're talking about, again, so you guys relax. We're talking about used slider condition material watches in this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get that confused. I mean, you do whatever you want, but it's the truth, It's the truth. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that GMT yellow gold Jubilee bracelet, 40 millimeter. Don't pay more than $37,000 and ¡Dame! Mami, ya, es que ese no está feo. Nothing more. Don't pay. I mean, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Our next watch is an unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's an unbelievable watch. It's a Rolex. A collector's choice. They have a new word for you guys now. Collector's choice. Unbelievable. Collector's dream. I'm giving you the names they're giving you out there. So when you hear them, you go, man, I heard that name from Sweet Kid Kino a long time ago. That's right. They don't want to use no more discontinue. So they're going to use now collector's dream. Unbelievable. Collector's dream. Collector's choice. Unbelievable. And this watch is unbelievable. It's a 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary. It's a Rolex GMT yellow gold with a money green dial. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Reference numbers the 116718. I had this watch and I sold it. I had this watch. And the retail price of that watch is $33,250. And ladies and gentlemen, that collector's dream watch, the collector's choice watch for you guys, it went all the way up in that Corona era. All the way up. I mean, it's incredible. All the way up. They were just, they were making money with you guys. It was unbelievable. And me and Sweet Keen on the corner just sitting down watching them blow money away, like a bunch of Michiganers. You know what a Michiganer is? You still don't know what a Michiganer is? Google it. Google it and you'll find out what a Michiganer is. I'm not going to tell you, and neither is Sweet Kino. We're not going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. And this watch went all the way up there, ladies and gentlemen, to that $75,000 range. And you're going to be in shock, ladies and gentlemen. The collector flim-flams, you tell them that. Unbelievable. All the way up to $75,000. And ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that Rolex yellow gold 40 millimeter. With a black bezel, green dial, 50th anniversary. Reference number 116718. Retail price $33,250. If anybody puts up there how much I'm going to say, I'll be very proud of you. Go ahead. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Give it a shot. Give a number up there. Let's see. Let's see where these spoof balls are at, These crumb bums. Go ahead. Put a price up there. Don't be afraid. Anything. Put it up there. Don't hide now. My sponsor right here. This is my sponsor. Unbelievable, that sponsor line. Nobody knows? Okay. I'm going to tell you for that collector's choice. That's right, Ed. You tell them. For that collector's choice, that collector's dream. Don't pay more And I don't care what I'm telling you. I don't care what they tell you. Don't pay more than $31,000 and dumping, dumping, dumping. Do whatever you want, but the watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. Watch market is dead. Watch market is dead. I want you guys to know something, what's happening to us. You know, we have a bunch of people, they really are using our catchphrases out there, you know, from flim flammers, you know, like that Deputy Droopy, you know, black eye boxer, you know, the one that walks around with the black eyes, you know. He's used our catchphrases like the watch market is dead, dead in water, and also the gentleman that got let go, you know, the Amish honey bun maker used the word fleece, you know, from us. But ladies and gentlemen, and so on, we have more people. We have so many people using our catchphrases that it's unbelievable. But I'm going to talk to you about a gentleman that it's an honor to hear him using our catchphrase, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor. It really is an honor. I'm very flattered. I'm flattered, you know. I'm flattered, you know. And that's the truth. And I'm going to put something on for you so you can hear this gentleman, the way, you know, the way he uses our catchphrase. This is a person, this man has an olive oil voice, you know, olive oil. This man has an olive oil voice, but he uses, you know, my catchphrase, and I'm honored, ladies and gentlemen. Ed, listen to this, Ed. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this, because I still can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. It's unbelievable. If I can find it here, I'm gonna put it on for you because you need to hear this. It's unbelievable, but true. You need to hear this. And let's see if I can find it here. Bear with me for a second because this is very, very if I can't find it, Bo, I can't find it, but no, I can't find this thing. I can't find it, but
given the £71,000 gold 222 trades pre-owned at around £55,000, I'm intrigued to see what prices of the steel model do once people start bouncing them straight into secondary. Do you think they'll go for more than RRP, potentially pushing them uncomfortably close to the gold model? Or do you think integrated insanity is over and they'll be dropping?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear what that gentleman said? Well, that gentleman's name, it's unbelievable. They call that gentleman Morgan Andrew. I don't know who that guy is, but he's using my catchphrase. You heard it. You heard it. Drop. Unbelievable. You heard him, you know? It's unbelievable what he's using. He's using my catchphrase. And I am honored to have him using my catchphrase. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, as you heard him, he was talking about this watch. You know, he was talking about the Vacheron Constantine, the historics, the 222, you know, the legendary watch. You know, it's unbelievable. It was from 1977, and now they have it in stainless steel, and it has a retail price of unbelievable, $32,000. $32,000. Unbelievable. $32,000 for this watch right here. $32,000. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just tell you exactly what that Morgan, you know, that Morgan gentleman, that Morgan with an olive oil voice, he told you what do you think is going to go up or is going to go down, and you know, and I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, the same thing that happened with the Cuba tests and the Miss Piggy and you know, all those Tiffany from Tudor, whatever, all those watches are just dropping. That watch is gonna drop under retail. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but that watch is gonna drop under retail. That's my advice to you guys. I'm not even gonna give you a number. I'm not. I don't want to waste my time giving you a number on that, but I'm going to tell you that price is going to go under retail. That beautiful historic 222. If you need the reference number, I will give it to you too. You know, because I'm like that. I'm stupid like that. It's the 4200H/222A. You do whatever you want with your money. Our next watch is another Vacheron Constantine overseas stainless steel with a blue dial. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about now boutique edition. You know, these are models now with a different reference, but the same thing, the same BS. But, you know, they change it around to get a little bit of more crumbs, you know, get some more crumb bums like you guys. But I'm going to tell you for this watch, the reference number is the 7920V, okay? V210A, the dual time with a beautiful blue dial. You know, this is, they really do make the most beautiful blue dial. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 41 millimeter casing. You know, it's unbelievable. 41, unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the retail price of that watch is $30,900. And let me show you the watch, you know, so you can see it. See it? There it is. That's the watch right there. Okay? You know, that way you saw it already, you know what it is. The 7920, not the 7900, the 7920, to flim-flam you a little more, you know? So I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the retail price of that watch is $30,900. So beautiful. It's a boutique exclusive, you know? This is the way Vacheron explains it, describes their watches, you know? It's a boutique exclusive. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that dual time. Don't pay more than $26,000 and nothing. That's the new reference number. Nothing. Ma, seguro. Seguro. Nothing a little more. I'm just letting you know what's going on. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't get in a hurry. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. Our next watch is another watch that it's an unbelievable looking time machine. It is the Vacheron Constantine boutique, you know, boutique exclusive again. Unbelievable. Vacheron Constantine overseas rose gold blue dial chronograph. Unbelievable, with a 42.5 millimeter casing. The 5520. Retail price $79,500. Boutique exclusive. Can anybody tell me out there how much I'm going to tell you what you should pay for that watch? Anybody? Come on, anybody. We don't have nobody here. Nobody knows nothing about this. You just give your money away. You guys just give your money away, okay? That's what it is. La gente está loco. Regalan el dinero aquí. Si lo regalan todo, mijo, ¿qué te voy a decir? Los infelices somos tú y yo. Los lambones somos tú y yo. Los lambones. 58.5. Okay, look at that. 58.5. We got somebody. That's right. 25,000. Unbelievable. $25,000. Coño, eso está bueno. 25,000 está bueno, papi. Okay. This is a full set. This is a brand new reference number, ladies and gentlemen. This is a brand new reference number, the 5520. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that 5520 chronograph, blue dial, boutique exclusive. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $61,000 and nothing. Está jodido, papi. No regalen más el dinero. And let me explain to you something about that watch, that 5520 rose gold chrono. That thing is dropping. That thing is dropping faster than Billy Boy's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. You do whatever you want with your money, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to continue maintaining these flim-flammers red gold fast car, Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers, ripped jeans, Montclair sweaters, Supreme hoodies, sushi dinners, steak, $17,000 steak dinners. You know, the guy with the white t-shirt, the sunglasses, the Patek on, you know, and he cuts a steak and he gives you a bone in your mouth, you know, like the way you like it, a bone in your mouth. Unbelievable. You keep on doing that, ladies and gentlemen. No problem. You keep on doing that. You do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You continue doing whatever you want. Our next watch is a Vacheron Constantine overseas stainless steel blue dial, 41 millimeter. You know, the 4520, not the 4500. Don't get that confused. The 4520/210A. Has a retail price of $25,000. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You continue being Michiganders. You continue being Michiganders. Now, you guys want to be crumb bums. That's what you guys are, crumb bums. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is another boutique exclusive, the way you like it, you know? Boutique exclusive. Qué cosa más grande, Dios mío. Boutique exclusive. Let me show you the watch so you know what you're getting into. You know, there it is. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Boutique exclusive with the most beautiful blue dial in the game. The most beautiful blue dial in the game. And this watch is just going to drop faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. I'm telling you, get it through your head. Get it through your head. The watch market is dead. You do whatever you want, but the watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch, and that watch is dropping. You do whatever you want, but that watch is dropping. Don't pay. I mean, you do whatever you want. Don't pay more than $22,000 and dropping. Don't let them fleece you. Don't let them fleece you with that new reference number, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them fleece you. Don't be dodo birds. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. Don't let them fleece you. You do whatever you want, but don't get fleeced. Stop being obedient. Stop being obedient. Stop being slaves to these Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market channels and dealers. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's the heart day. And after that, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. The watches are just they're going to drop, man. They're going to drop so much, it's going to be unbelievable. Esto se jodió, papá. Guarden su dinero, no sean gilipollas, no sean lambones, no sean lambones. La situación está jodida, muchacho. I'm going to talk to you about another watch that three years ago, I remember. Valentine's Day, so correct. 3 years ago, when this watch was out, you know, this is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, reference number 16202. You know, it's a platinum jumbo, unbelievable, extra thin, 39 millimeter. You know, it's a boutique edition. But I still remember about this watch, and I remember when I was looking into this watch, you know, I wanted to see this watch, the price. And I got the price of this watch. It's $114,100. Unbelievable time machine, ladies and gentlemen. I will call this watch the comic book green dial, you know, the smoke green dial. But I honestly, I call it the Marvel, you know, the comic books Marvel green, you know, and it has black edges around it. It's an unbelievable looking time machine. But this watch, ladies and gentlemen, at one moment, you're not going to believe this, but this watch at one moment, you know, to all my subscribers and to all my people that like to come and, you know, watch my show live and hear the prices, this watch, you know, to all you monkeys out there, you know, and to the cockroaches that are listening to this watch at one moment, they get embarrassed. When I call them cockroaches, they get embarrassed. Those cockroaches, this watch at one moment, you're not gonna believe this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just show you a picture of this watch. This watch is unbelievable. Look at this thing, huh? Look at that watch. Look at this machine. Unbelievable. Platinum. It's an unbelievable time machine. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And it went all the way up. I already gave you the retail price. And it went all the way up to $800,000. Can you believe a watch going to $800,000? $800,000. And there was a real big long line of lollipop suckers, window lickers, crayon eaters, tomato cans, Palmolive dish lickers, and crumb bums ready to give $800,000 away. You gotta be colossal. You gotta be colossal. You gotta be a mammoth. You can't be a whale. You gotta be colossal, mammoth, a dinosaur. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. This watch went to 800. Then it started dropping to 650. And then it dropped to $475,000. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. You gotta really be a Palmolive dish licker. You got to be. You got to be. And there were people still, as it went down, they were still paying those numbers for that watch. And then it went down to $375,000. From 800 to 375, the SBA loans were running out. The PPP loans were running out. The stimulus checks were running out. Unemployment checks were running out. The 401ks, the 401, I don't know how you say it, ¿cómo se dice la cosa? De trabajo, when you work, they give you the 401k. 401ks were running out. Unbelievable. Everything was just running out, ladies and gentlemen. Everything was running out. And ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful marble green dial was already at $275,000, all the way up from $800,000, all the way down to $250,000, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. And I tell you the retail price of that watch. I tell you the retail price, $114,100. And ladies and gentlemen, not to get you tired with this marble green dial, comic book marble green dial, platinum. Don't pay more. You do whatever you want. Does anybody know what I'm going to say? Anybody? I got some people here. No, nobody knows. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that. Don't pay $195. Okay. Don't pay more than $162,000 and le voy a dar poco más, mano. Esta gente están regalando el dinero todavía. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. There's another AP Royal Oak White Gold 41 millimeter blue dial. Blue dial. They call this watch the Japan edition. Japan edition. The Japan edition. Limited to 300 pieces. This watch went all the way up, ladies and gentlemen. This is a boutique, boutique edition. That's the way AP describes it. Boutique edition. Vacheron describes it, como le dicen ellos le dicen, como boutique exclusive, Boutique exclusive Vacheron, boutique edition AP, Same BS, same story, para romperte el orto. Romperte el orto. You do whatever you want. And this watch is the reference number is the 15503BC, limited to 300 pieces. And it was over at one moment over $175,000. And people were, como unas locas enfermas, una cabra enferma, gritando como unas locas, I want it. You got it. You got it, all right. You want it, you got it. And ladies and gentlemen, that watch went all the way up, like the song, all the way up to $175,000, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to get you tired. I want to get you bored. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that AP Royal Oak. White gold. It's white gold, ladies and gentlemen. 41 millimeter. Reference number 15503 BC. You do whatever you want, but don't pay more than $58,000 and dumping. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Siguen manteniéndolo, papi. Sigan manteniéndolo. La situación está así, papi. Hasta la situación. Así es la cosa. Our next watch is an AP Royal Oak. White dial with black gauges. They call this one the Panda. Unbelievable, that Panda. Unbelievable. There were so many people spending money on this Panda, because you had the Rolex Panda, you had the AP Panda, you had the Vacheron Constantine Panda. So they were just killing you guys out there with those names. And you'd be, yo lo quiero, yo lo quiero, yo lo quiero. Te lo van a dar, papi, te lo van a dar. Con paciencia que te lo van a dar. Te lo van a dar, So that beautiful stainless steel AP Royal Oak, reference number 26331, with the white dial and the black gauges, sub gauges. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful looking time machine, beautiful. Reference number is the 26331, like I told you. Don't forget that, 41 millimeter. Unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this watch, my God, this watch went all the way up to $80,000. $80,000, ladies and gentlemen. $80,000. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. The retail price of that watch is $36,100. Son cucarachas y morones. Son morones. Son morones. Paren de ser morones. Wow, look at that. You heard that? TY says that his friend offered him the Japanese white gold for $45,000. Unbelievable. Smart TY right there. Smart man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable price, TY. Beautiful price. And I'm telling you, this AP Royal Oak Panda, beautiful Panda. I'm telling you, beautiful. People spending $80,000 on that watch. $80,000. You heard the 36,100. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $35,500 and nothing. Do whatever you want, papi. Con calma, la hormiga se la metió el elefante. Con calma, la hormiga se la metió al elefante. Grábense esa en la cabeza. Ustedes son morones. 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 How much did you pay for it, Ed? How much you pay for it? Te lo estoy diciendo. Ustedes hagan lo que ustedes quieran hacer. Pero la situación está jodida, muchachos. No hay chavo en la calle. There's no money in the street, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. 42. Okay, Ed. Yeah, you did good, Ed. It's all right. 6 beans is nothing, papi. It's nothing. I've lost more than that. Our next watch is an AP Royal Oak stainless steel, reference number 15500. Unbelievable time machine with a beautiful blue dial. The 15500 Royal Oak. Unbelievable. This watch at one moment went all the way up, I can still see them in downtown in the Hyatt Hotel. In downtown, the Hyatt Hotel, people were going crazy. I'm telling you, man. I said, man, people are just giving money away. This is like, it was like a free fall, And those dealers were just, they were eating, $17,000 steak dinners on your dime, on your dime. And today, those Muppet boiler room secondary gray watch market dealers don't have it either. They don't have it. They blew it all away too. They blew it away. And go fast cars, whatever they liked, they blew it all away. Go fast boats, fast motorcycles, you had all these people. You had the Heavy D and Big Pun over there from Texas going crazy, buying Rolls Royce and Bentleys and driving around like Miss Daisy, Big Pun in the front driving and Heavy D in the back sitting down having a cheeseburger. It was unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It was unbelievable the way these people were living on your children's tuition money, That's what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, we're talking about that AP 15500 stainless steel blue dial. Unbelievable time machine, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. And that watch went all the way up, man. I saw that watch go all the way up to $100,000. Isn't that crazy? A stainless steel blue dial, because it was blue dial, because it was a blue. It was, a blue dial, $100,000. I get the cojones. I get the cojones, muchacho. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the retail price of that watch is $27,800. $27,800. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that AP Royal Oak stainless steel blue dial 15500 41 millimeter all the way up to $100,000. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want, but don't pay more than $35,000 and dropping. keep giving away your children's tuition money away. Keep giving it away. Keep giving it away, ladies and gentlemen. That's all right. It's what it is. Our next watch is a Richard Mille. Richard Mille, ladies and gentlemen. I call this brand a crypto, crypto watch money, crypto. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable, this watch. And I'm going to show you this watch. This is the RM3001. This is an unbelievable time machine. This watch right here, this Richard Mille, has a declutchable rotor, a rotor, declutchable rotor. And so this is an unbelievable time machine. This is for big people, There it is. See it? See it? Look at that. This is it right here. Richard Mille. There it is for you guys. So you guys can keep on, declutchable rotor, titanium, skeleton, skeleton dial. Unbelievable time machine. And this watch, at one moment, it was, man, it was unbelievable. I don't even want to tell you because it's disgusting. It was just, those whales, those whales and colossal and mammoths, with the push of the button from the iPhone, bing, sending $600,000, bing, sending $500,000, and, unbelievable. They won't even send like this, ding, to UNICEF, to those poor little kids out there, that me and my wife support those little kids, Scouts honor. I mean, so help me God. Or the animal shelters. We also, we support, we help the animal shelters. But they will give the ping $600,000, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that ping. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you Google it. You Google it. But don't pay for that RM, Richard Mille titanium. Don't pay more than $210,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. It's your money and you spend it as you please. Pero eso es así, papi. Kino, la situación, esta gente todavía no le ha llegado el memo. A ti no te ha llegado el memo todavía. Pero tú estás jodido, brother. Aquí no hay chavo, papi, para nadie. Aquí no hay cama para tanta gente. Nada más te digo eso. Aquí no hay cama para tanta gente. Eso es así. Our next watch is another Richard Mille RM011FM Felipe Massa. Unbelievable. This watch at one moment was over $475,000. Unbelievable, chronograph, unbelievable. It was just a lot of money. Disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you the watch. Disgusting. This is rose gold. Rose gold, not titanium, not steel, rose gold. Don't get that confused. You do whatever you want, but don't get that confused. So you know what you're talking, so when you go show your favorite Muppet boiler room secondary gray watch market dealer, you can show them my video, you show them the picture, you show them our video, so they can give you, that price. And they'll give it to you because la situación está jodida, papi, no hay chavo. Haz lo que tú quieras. Is this watch right here. Unbelievable, that watch. Felipe Massa, rose gold. Unbelievable watch. People were just giving away money. People were, cashing in their 401k to buy this watch. People were getting second mortgages in their houses because they were told that this watch was going to be $1 million. Unbelievable. The Formula One F1 driver, And ladies and gentlemen, believable, you guys got so fleeced, They play with you guys, They play with those numbers. They will play with it. And you got caught in the train. You got on the train, the train, It got you, bro. Like these people are brilliant, Bobby. These people take off your socks without taking off your shoes, ladies and gentlemen. These people will take off your socks without taking off your shoes. That's how good they are. And now they want me and Sweet Kikino out because we have become an infection en el orto de ellos. We have become an infection in the orto. We became an infection. They want us out. And you know what? Most probably we are going to be out. That's right. Most probably we are going to be out. You're going to be on your own. You're going to keep on continuing skip hopping around through life like a rabbit. Like a rabbit, That's it. That's how it is, But it is what it is. And we're going to tell you, I know you guys are going to continue skip hopping around through life like a rabbit, but let me give you the price so you can go talk to your favorite Muppet boiler room secondary gray watch market dealer and channel, so you can keep on fleecing you and flim-flamming you. You guys are a bunch of spook balls and a bunch of crumb bums, crumb bums. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $169,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want. That watch is dropping by the day. I want you guys to know this. Richard Mille's time is almost up. If you got a Richard Mille watch, start making arrangements. Para que no te jodan más. Para que no te jodan más. Start making arrangements. I know what I'm telling you. You do whatever you want. Next watch is a Patek Philippe. Grand Complications. Platinum. This is an unbelievable time machine, ladies and gentlemen. To me, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is the 5270. 41 millimeter. Perpetual calendar chronograph. Unbelievable machine. Unbelievable. Retail price is $219,760. The casing is fully platinum. But it has something that it is unbelievable. It has a Salmon dial. Salmon. Tremendo aparato. Ese reloj es, papi, it's unbelievable. I don't even know if you guys know what that watch is, but that's unbelievable. The Salmon dial, ladies and gentlemen. And when it first came out, There were people out there dishing out 310, 320, 340 for that watch. True, true. Like that. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, and to be honest, I would even take my hat off because, that's an unbelievable watch, Coño, tremendo reloj. But I gotta tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, $219,760 is the retail price. And ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. My God. Don't pay more than $158,000 in dropping. It's going to continue dropping, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a badass watch. That is a badass watch. I'm telling you, that is a badass watch. And it's dropping. But the one that I'm going to tell you now, this is a badass watch, this Salmon one, platinum. But the one I'm going to talk to you about now is like badass, 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 badass. It's a Patek Philippe. Grand Complications. Unbelievable. With a 40.2 millimeter casing. Fully. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. Pay attention. This is it. This is going to be the last watch of the day. This is an unbelievable time machine with a 40.2 millimeter casing. Chronograph with a black beauty dial, a horse black, unbelievable. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. But gentlemen, this watch is perpetual. It's a calendar, chronograph, split second. This shit is, it's about mala shit. It's not mala. Shit is not a bad word. I don't use foul language. This shit is unbelievable. This is something unbelievable. Fully rose gold. The casing, the bracelet. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the 5204 1R. The Black Beauty. That's it. Black Beauty. Yeah, something like that. Thank you very much, Ed, for helping me out. Unbelievable. 5204. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you the retail price of this watch is going to blow your hair back and knock your socks off, ladies and gentlemen. The retail price of that watch is $348,930. Let's just say $350,000. $350,000. And there were people out there, trying to, get money to buy this watch they were being told is going to go all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. I can't even tell you how up it was going to go. All the way up. You do put the number you want. I give up. Tiré la toalla. You give the number you want. I already told you the retail price. $350,000. And ladies and gentlemen, it's sad and it's an embarrassment to say this because this watch is an unbelievable. This is like badass, 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 and badass. Remember I told you that the Salmon dial, the 5270 was badass, badass. This is badass 5 times. Badass. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You do whatever you want. You cannot continue being misogynist. You cannot continue. Don't pay for that watch. You ready for this, Ed? You ready for this? You're ready for this, right? Don't pay for that watch. Diablo, brother. Qué locura. Did you say $405,000? Wow. Ed, this is going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. If you have some coins saved away to buy a watch, I'm just going to say look into it. Not buy it. If you have some coins left, if you have some coins left to buy a watch, I'm going to talk about un aparato. I'm telling you, this is badass, 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 badass. This is it right here. You ready? 5204, 1R. You know, chronograph, perpetual calendar, split second. This thing almost flies by itself. It flies. It's unbelievable. Fully rose gold. Bracelet and case. Ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch more than $170,000 and dumping. And we're talking about these watches come complete with all the bells and whistles, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I'm telling you what it is. You do whatever you want. I know that you guys like to watch the guy, you know, the Deputy Droopy with the, you know, black eye boxer. You like to see that guy. Big Pun and Heavy D, the two Jehovah Witness brothers. You know, the Walrus Fat Bastard, the Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo, Prune Face. You know that? You know, the guy from Italy, the fake Italian flat top monkey eyebrows. You like to see all that stuff. That's all right. That's all right. Me and Sweet Kid Kino will continue to hold the short end of the stick, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoy this watch market update and you learn something. Remember, tomorrow, that's right, the Toddler Body Brothers too. That's right. Even the Toddler Body Brothers selling raffle tickets and becoming multi-millionaires on your children's tuition money. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said again, I hope you enjoyed this watch market update. Tomorrow is the last day of love. Things are going to be very, very scary for these Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market channels and dealers. You know, these hoodwinks and hucksters, you know, who have been flim-flamming you for too long and you guys have been maintaining them for too long. Tomorrow's the last day. That's it. Se jodieron, papi. After that, se jodieron. What's going to come after that? Easter, the eggs. I don't know what else comes after that, you know? Se jodieron, it's over, okay? So you guys are going to be able now to, you know, cherry pick the watches you want. Take your time and Google it, okay? And Google it. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a private watch group. It's under my name, Juan Nieves. It's in Facebook. Just scroll down to About. It's going to be there, Opus in Time Watches. Request it, and maybe Sweet Kid Kino will let you in. Kino, lo hace, ¿verdad? O Samantha? Kino is still, he's having girl problems again. You know, he's unbelievable. Anyway, guys, take care and brush your hair.